And now let's meet the starting lineups for both schools. First for the visiting Huskies. Starting at guard, a junior from Portland, Maine, number 3, Javon Pitts-Young. At guard, a senior from Hamden, Maine, number 4, Christian McHugh. At forward, a senior from Westbrook, Maine, number 12, Sean Janney. At guard, a junior from Auburn, California, number 14, Derek Haney. And at guard, a sophomore from Dover, New Hampshire, number 31, Kalani LaFleur. The head coach of the Huskies in his 15th season is Carl Hendrickson. He's assisted by Mike Poulin and Peter Rodway. And now the starting lineup for your Plymouth State University Panthers. Starting at guard, a senior from Windsor, Connecticut, number 1, John Vier Johnson. At guard, a senior from Portland, Maine, number 2, Liam Densmore. At guard, a senior from Wakefield, Massachusetts, number 11, Chris Calnan. At forward, a senior from Nashua, New Hampshire, number 33, Mike Osgood. And at forward, a senior from North Branford, Connecticut, number 34, Mark DeLauro. The head coach of the Panthers in his 8th season is Andrew Novick. He's assisted by George Nukas and Zach Stevens.
So there you have it. Congratulations to the seniors playing in their final home game of their careers for the Panthers. And again, fans would like to thank our corporate sponsors and encourage you to support them. Northeast Delta Dental, Lakes Region Coca-Cola, the New Hampshire Air National Guard, Merchants Auto, Fairfield Inn and Suites, Biederman's Deli, Chase Street Market, and the Panther Pub and Grill. And we've gone through the festivities. We've talked about the seniors, Mike. It's game time. What has to happen for both Plymouth State and Southern Maine to pull out victories here tonight?
And on the Panther side, it's got to be finishing this game out strong. Last game we saw them against UMass Dartmouth, had an 11-point lead at one point, and they lost that going into the second half. So it's going to be having to battle throughout this entire game and finishing off these games. And now with the Southern Maine Huskies, it's going to be about getting these shot opportunities up. Through February, they've had their best three-point percentage and field goal percentage all season long.
We're set to go. Here inside Foley Gymnasium, won by Osgood, tipped forward. Pitts-Young wins it, and traveling violation early on. I gotta say, Osgood was going up against Sean Janney, and Janney, a former Panther 2 years ago, played his first 2 years of collegiate basketball here for the Panthers. Trying to get that design play right off the go, but the energy here for Plymouth State early on, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of energy here early on. He saw the crowd just hyping up this team as much as they can so they can get this early lead going here right now.
John Vier Johnson tries to pull up from the elbow and will come up just short. Pitts-Young will match up here on the loose ball. Loud here in the opening seconds of the back end of our Little East Conference doubleheader. Sean Janney, downtown three-pointer to get the game going. That'll bring a hush over the crowd.
Yeah, him pulling that up is a big moment there for the Huskies, trying to get this lead out early. As we saw that this is February has been their best month this entire season long.
Again, Huskies have already been eliminated from Little East Conference action, trying to play upsetter here against the Panthers. Densmore, hesitation move, cuts to the lane and misses the layup. Oh, a tough one there.
That would have brought a lot of energy here for the Panthers, able to make a move on 2 Huskies.
Cut near side, McHugh for 3, and then rattles around and knocks down a 6-0 run for Southern Maine to start the game.
And now the Panthers just really have to slow down a little bit and try and work this shot clock down. They've just been going up for these shots pretty quickly here in the opening couple minutes.
Buried! Liam Densmore from the wing! Panthers are on the board. This feels like a playoff game, Mike.
Yeah, and coming to this last little stretch, the Panthers really need to get in this playoff mode going here before the playoffs even start.
Pitts-Young trying to back down towards the post. Kicks it out to Haney for 3, and it's a 3-point party inside Foley Gymnasium to start. Calnan Captain leaves it near side for Densmore. Densmore gets the screen but can't get past his defender. Kicks it outside. A nice bounce pass to Chris Callan from a short corner will rim out.
And look for both these teams to continue with these outside shootings. Both these teams on defense have been able to lock down this paint pretty tightly, so they haven't had any room to charge in there.
Pulling up here is McHugh. That one will rattle out and gathered up by Osgood. Frantic pace, all three-pointers here. It's a 9-3 lead for the Huskies. Into the corner, Densmore, hands in face, and that one just goes long off the back iron.
And as these teams continue to get these three-point shots up, it's been pretty well on the side of the Huskies, going 3 for 3 so far.
Jenny with a little floater from the paint. It's our first non-three-point bucket of the game. An 11-3 early lead for Southern Maine. Johnson up top for Osgood, finds over with Callan on the far wing. Osgood against Janney. These two players know each other. Janney gets the better of him, and will tip it back to Haney. Skip far side, pitch Young for three will come up short. And again, you feel like it's been a couple of seconds now. Things have settled down just a little bit inside Foley Gym.
Yeah, the Panthers came out with just so much energy. They wanted to get as many shots up as possible now, but they just got to find the rhythm going and slow things down a little bit.
Callan gets the screen from Osgood, feeds it over to Jean-Pierre Johnson, back into Osgood. 7 on the shot clock, turnaround jumper will airmail. Unlucky for Osgood there in the short mid-range jumper. Approaching 4 minutes in, outside three, missed this time. Off the hands there of Danik Haney. Jean-Pierre Johnson for three, and he buries it. Panthers with 2 3-pointers, making it an 11-6 game. Can barely hear ourselves up here in the bleachers, Mike.
Yeah, very high energy from the bench of the Panthers right now.
McHugh trying to feed Pitts Young, and that one will rim out on the layup attempt. Okay, next stoppage will be our first media timeout. No look feed, Osgood gets the jumper to fall, and the Panthers closing the gap down. It's within 3 now. It was as big as 8. 5-0 run for the Panthers. Losing the dribble, fed in, McHugh swatted away by Densmore, poking that one free. Back and forth the teams go. Jean-Pierre Johnson in the corner, and he buries a three-pointer.
Javier Johnson 2 for 2 right now in three-point range, leading this team right now with 6 points. It's going to be a lot of shots from outside as this paint is still covered and there's no openings for them to drive in.
We're tied at 11, and a foul here on Mark DeLauro, the first foul of the game with 14:36 to go. They'll count the basket. We're going to have a media timeout here. We'll step aside, take our first commercial break, but the Panthers erase an 8-point deficit and tie things at 11 here inside Foley Gymnasium. You're watching Plymouth State men's basketball on the LEC Network and Pemmy Baker TV.
Fans, are you planning on visiting PSU and need a place to stay? If so, call the Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott at 603-536-0100 and ask about the PSU Friends and Family Discount. Located at 12 Ridgeview Lane in Plymouth, New Hampshire, just off Tenny Mountain Highway. Find great rooms at great prices and enjoy your stay in the White Mountains. Call Fairfield Inn & Suites today.
So back here inside Foley Gymnasium, it's an and one coming up for the Huskies to regain the lead. They're up 13-11 at the moment. As Christian McHugh, I believe, will be at the line. Oh, correction, it's going to There's some confusion at the moment. The basket went up, but the play is being inbounded on the baseline, so what's going to happen here? They're going to erase those 2 points, so it didn't happen. It will be an inbound for Southern Maine, tied at 11. Pitts Young looking to inbound for Southern Maine. Floats it over to Janey. Gets it back. Finds a double team. Skip pass near side. LaFleur. That one will rim out. Offensive board coming from McHugh, and he'll knock down the mid-range jumper.
Yeah, it's only the second shot here that was not counted from three-point range for the Huskies. So pretty big game here in the 3 points.
Staggering that this is only two pointers for Southern Maine, really for both teams here this game.
Yeah, all but 4 shots have been from behind the arc for the Huskies.
Well, we wanted energy. We got it here in the regular season finale. Just turned over by Plymouth State, so Southern Maine taking their time up the court. Pitts Young getting some open separation. Leaves it over for Janey. Skip pass over to McHugh near side. 15 on the shot clock. No look feed. LaFleur into the corner. Pitts Young. Pump fake. And stolen away. Dante Rivera into the game now out of the media timeout. He'll go coast to coast, high off the glass, and can't get it to fall.
And both these teams trying to find some room in the paint right now.
And quick back out the other way. Pitts Young will get the easy 2 points.
The first points in the paint so far today.
Second. We had the mid.
Second.
Sean Janey with that little jumper, but it feels like the first. Joe Simpson over now. Manny Alessandro back up to Leroy. Leroy cutting to the lane and will get the layup to fall.
And the Panthers trying to make some noise now in the paint and trying to open things up and not take all these shots from behind the arc as they were kind of struggling there for a little bit.
And an easy cut to the basket there for Pitts Young. The lane was wide open. Seniors have been subbed out here for Plymouth State. Give it to the young guys on the court. Simpson, near side, trying to drive with contact, and one, Joe Simpson.
And there they are, driving into the paint and finally creating some rhythm there down low. They've been struggling with the Huskies locking down that paint and stopping any kind of drive from the offense on the Panthers.
Avon Brown checking in for the first time tonight for Southern Maine. Joe Simpson at the line for the and one. And he will knock it down. Simpson this year from the free throw line, 55 of 63. Kian Hendricks also in for Southern Maine after that free throw attempt. Getting close to the midpoint of the first half. It's a 1-point game now for Southern Maine, 17-16. Hendricks feeds it over to Janey, trying to drive against Manny Alessandro. Comes up short. Alessandro will grab that one, throw up a prayer and a Hail Mary pass. Brian Early's fouled. Early will go to the line.
That was a very hard block there on the Huskies. Huskies just trying to take off any opportunity. That was going to be an easy 2 points there for Brighton Early.
We look at things for Brian Early. Only 12 of 20 from the line here this season. Early will knock down the first one. Tied at 17. Panthers trying to regain the lead. Or trying to get their first really lead of the night, if I'm not mistaken, actually. And he does so. So the first lead for Plymouth State comes with an 18-17 lead. 12:30 to go in the first half. Here on senior night for the Panthers. Pitts Young, he's been really the point scorer with McHugh this season for the Huskies. Crossover through his own legs, has that one rim out. LaFleur has his pocket pick, but he is fouled by Simpson. And LaFleur will go to the line to shoot two. When we look at things, LaFleur this year, 20 of 26 from the charity stripe. And he will miss the first one. So looking to tie things up here on his second attempt. And will miss both of them. The Panthers clinging to a 1-point lead here in the first half. Again, the lead was as big as 8 for Southern Maine in the opening minutes. They went on a 6-0 run to start the game with the Huskies. Panthers went on a 5-0 run for themselves to close it to an 11-8 margin. Manny Alessandro gets his own offensive board, and LaFleur picks that passing lane right off.
Yeah, Plymouth State having that big deficit there early on in the game. They were finally able to find their rhythm down in the paint and get this game going again.
Rivera with a nice steal of his own. Leroy for 3, and he'll send that one long. Yeah, again, that 5-0 run make it 8-11, then it was tied at 11 at the first media timeout. Panthers have their first lead of the game. Janney out top against Simpson. Will leave it off for Hendricks. Near side for Brown, way outside. That one will rim out. A nice touch pass by Jalen Leroy over to Simpson. Rivera thought about it. Manny Alessandro, top of the key, will leave it off on the far side for Simpson. 20 on the shot clock. Nice feed, and the reverse layup for Dante Rivera on a beautiful feed from Simpson.
Yeah, Rivera able to find that open, and be able to get open there in the paint and beat his man with all that speed that he has driving into the paint. A great reverse layup there for Rivera.
Opening space, mid-range jumper. That one will go long. Panthers with some momentum here. Kicked out, pump fake, Rivera for 3, and he'll clutch hit another 3. That's what the freshman does best. It's a 6-point lead for Plymouth State. Timeout taken by Southern Maine with 10:35 to go in the first half. It's Plymouth State 23, Southern Maine 17 here inside Foley Gymnasium.
Indoor track and field hosts the 2019 LEC Alliance Championships this Saturday, February 26th at the George E. Davis Track inside the Bank of New Hampshire Fieldhouse. Field events start at 11 a.m. with track events starting at 12:15 p.m. Catch all the action right here on the LEC Network.
Back here into the first charged timeout to Southern Maine. Huskies have 3 timeouts remaining for the game. Plymouth State has all 4 of theirs. The Huskies had to stop the bleeding on the hot hand of Dante Rivera. $10:35 to go here in the first half. And Early's called for the foul here. And he can't believe it. He thought he was protecting it, but too much of a bump with the chest draws the foul. 3 fouls as a team for Plymouth State, 2 for Southern Maine here in the first half. Hendricks out top, leaves it near side for McHugh. Driving against Early. Panthers wanted a push-off foul here against McHugh. Janney with a beautiful cut to the post, but he can't get the layup to fall.
And Janney's been able to find that open lane there down low, but he hasn't been able to capitalize on these layups.
Oh, and a finger roll by Simpson misses on an open lane on the near side. Hendricks double team near midcourt. Passes it out of bounds. Turnover to Plymouth State.
Great pressure there by Plymouth State, able to stop any momentum right there at half court and not allow them to get any setup there going.
So Panthers have their biggest lead of the game at 6. Huskies had a lead early on, as I mentioned earlier, of 8 points, but was cut down by Plymouth State. Simpson, top of the key. Leaves it for Early, who's going to take contact, and one on the three-point attempt by Brian Early. How many times have we seen that this year by Plymouth State on the outside shooting?
Yeah, being able to draw that foul there from the outside is just a great job. It's not only is it tough to hit those shots, but able to get that foul also with a crashing defender is one of the hardest situations there in basketball.
Osgood and Chris McCarthy back into the game. McCarthy first time tonight as Early tries to make it a double-digit lead here just past the midpoint of the first half. And he will come up short. Offensive rebound, though, for McCarthy. And a traveling violation on early. Would have been a flashy up and under.
Yeah, very tough there call against Plymouth State. Now they're able to extend this lead a little bit. They want to grab this momentum a little bit more, but unfortunately that stops it a little bit, slows things down, but that's something that's to work on, is just slowing the game down as well.
But still, the fact that it's senior night, it's a win and get in. Plymouth State had some jitters early on, but it looked like they've gotten that out of the system and have really settled in here at home in the final game of the regular season.
Yeah, they just weren't playing the way they used to be playing earlier in the first half. They just took up every single shot possible. They weren't working the plays. They weren't getting any passing going. It was just take whatever shot was open.
McHugh over to Janney. Pump fake against Osgood. And will come up short on that deep jumper. Good defense by Osgood. Rivera showing off his flashy moves. Has some space but can't pull the trigger though. Quick touch pass down low. Osgood against Janney. Had some contact, not called though. We can hear the slap up here. Jalen Leroy for three, and he'll bury another one from downtown. 29-17 lead for Plymouth State. It's the biggest lead of the night at 12. Pitts Young and a nice turnaround. Oh, it was a late foul call here on Jalen Leroy. He thought he had a clean block, but he got some on the arm. They'll count the basket. Leroy will pick up his first, team's fourth, as Pitts Young will go to the line for the and one. Young this season, 92 of 127 from the charity stripe going into tonight. Staggering numbers as he will hit the and one. That's why he came into tonight with a team high 427 points.
Yeah, it's just a crazy amount. And I believe it was 100 points behind them for second place.
And a miscommunication there as Leroy was looking for Chris McCarthy to cut baseline. McCarthy was working out towards the corner. But even that, the second best is McHugh. He's nearing 400 going tonight. He had 391 entering tonight's game. Those two are by far the leading scorers and really the offense of the Huskies this year.
Yeah, and leading the score in this game as well with Pitts Young at 7 and McHugh at 5.
Straightaway three-pointer comes up short there for McHugh. Rebound gathered up by the Panthers. Coast to coast goes Jalen Leroy for the kiss off the glass. It's back up to an 11-point lead.
And Leroy getting into this a little bit quiet there early on in the quarter, or in the half, only had 2 points, but now getting 5 points straight for the Panthers.
Another steal for the Panthers. And Rivera, hard foul. He will go to the line. I believe it's going to be on Nagani for the foul just entering the game. It's his first and team's fourth. Nagani does pick up that foul. Rivera at the line this year, 54 of 69. And make it 55. As Manny Alessandro will check in for Jalen Leroy. Panthers making sure they have the right matchups on the court before the second free throw attempt here. Trying to pan the lead. Rivera calmly knocks down both of them. Leads up to 13. Again, Plymouth State always struggled over really the last decade in Gorham, Maine to win games, especially in Little East Conference action. They came away with a 10-point victory earlier this year, 80-70. We'll see if the Huskies have an answer here. McHugh, nice pump fake, opens up the post, and will get the kiss off the glass the other way.
Yeah, Huskies trying to get away from those three-point attempts. They weren't able to make the last couple of attempts, so trying to find that going into the mid-range and into the paint now.
I don't know. I kind of want to see how many three-pointers both teams can take here tonight. See if we can set some records.
Yeah.
We already had one three-point record here, but Dante Rivera, oh, nice fake over to Chris McCarthy. Open, and he'll come up short, though. Fast break the other way. McHugh from the corner on the far side. And now both teams have gone cold from the floor. Simpson gonna cut the lane and get the layup.
Yeah, Yeah, now with the Panthers leading by 13, it's going to be pretty tough. We saw last game they had this lead going into the second half as well, so they need to lock down this defense here going into the rest of this half and going to the second half.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely true. They had an 11-point lead against UMass Dartmouth and lost that one, and lost by big as Pitts Young with a big three-pointer from the right wing there for the Huskies. Approaching 6.5 to go in the first half. No-look feed. Another no-look feed over to Rivera. He'll drive baseline and contact. A hard one there for the freshman. Dante Rivera is down, and he is not getting up anytime soon.
Yeah, they're going to have to check on him. That was a really tough fall there. Almost flipped, did a complete flip there because of the Husky defender getting all in his face.
He's quickly back up. Looked like he had the wind knocked out of him there, colliding to the corn. So he'll take a breather, but it will be on Nagani with his second personal foul, team's 5th, as Rivera will go to the line. Ryan Rogenbach has just checked into the game. We'll have a media timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well with 6:31 to go here in the first half. It's a 10-point lead for Plymouth State over Southern Maine, 35-25 here on the LEC Network and Pemmy Baker TV.
Interested in advertising your business during PSU athletic events? Want to reach over 85,000 viewers on Panther Sports? Then call us at 603-535-2779 to become a Plymouth State Athletics corporate sponsor today. Sign up now for the 2019-2020 season and receive 50% off the remaining spring semester. Sale ends February 28th, so call today.
So Rivera to the line for the free throws here after that hard foul. We'll see if he gets subbed out. Trying to keep it over double digits, and he'll knock down the first one. I believe he's perfect from the line here tonight so far, Mike.
Yeah, he's now 3 for 3 free throw attempts, so pretty strong here early out, and be able to get these points after that injury is a great job there.
And he will knock down both of them. And it looks like he's going to stay in. Early got to the table late.
Yeah, and he came by the bench saying he's okay, he can continue.
Yeah, took that hard foul, as you said, nearly flipped over on that contact driving baseline. Pitts Young spinning on Simpson. Ryan Rogenbach with a rejection.
And there's that energy that the Panthers really needed right now. It died out a little bit there coming into the end of this half, but able to get that energy going with that block is a great job there.
Just shifty through the defense is Dante Rivera. Panthers to reset out top with Leroy with under 15 seconds on the shot clock. Near side, Simpson trying to feed it in to Alessandro, and that one's easily read by the Huskies defense.
Yeah, Panthers looking to find these men crashing out front, but it works a little bit there, but a little bit early on, but not right now.
Pitts Young with a running jumper, makes it a 10-point game once again. Sean Janney ready to check back in for Southern Maine. Fed down low. Rogenbach with contact. Can't get the layup that close on the post to fall.
Yeah, it's very tough there for the Panthers, not able to get that shot in. Coming out in the winding 5 minutes of the first half.
LaFleur will reset over to McHugh. Under 20 in the shot clock for Southern Maine. Angle will have that one fed back door, and that one will rim out on LaFleur. LaFleur looks back to the official looking for a foul call. Alessandro will keep that play alive, though. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Simpson near side, all alone. Jalen Leroy, 4-3.
Yeah, they were able to fake out that defender there, thinking he was going to cut up into the top of the arc, but it ends up backing off and going into the corner to find the wide open shot from the three-point range.
Pitch Young taking it solely over midcourt, has it, step back jumper from the elbow, and a deep two for Pitch Young. What an impressive shot there.
And here comes the range back from both teams. They were trying to get those drives into the paint here going into the end of the first half, but now they're trying to extend things back out just like the beginning of the game.
Alessandro skip pass out top, Jalen Leroy for another three. Jalen Leroy back-to-back threes.
He's now leading the team with three-point made out of 4 attempts and leading the team with 13 points of the game.
14-point lead. Biggest of the night for the Panthers. Contact inside on the push by Joe Simpson. It'll be his second, team's 5th, as Brian Early will check in for Dante Rivera. We'll have a timeout on the court, a media timeout with just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. It's Plymouth State leading big here at home, 43-29 over the Huskies of Southern Maine here on the LEC Network and Pemmy Baker TV.
Men's ice hockey looks to lock up the top seed in the MASCAC when the Panthers host Framingham State this Saturday, February 16th on senior night. Puck drop is set for 6 p.m. with the New Hampshire Air National Guard pregame show at 5 p.m.
Back here into the final media timeout of the first half. Again, Plymouth State with a 14-point lead, their biggest of the night. Again, they trailed as big as 8 in the opening minutes of the game to Southern Maine, as the Huskies started off the game on a 6-0 run before Plymouth State was able to chip away at that. Pitch Young on the baseline trying to inbound. Good ball movement. Sean Janney for 3. That will come up short. And an easy gather up for Joe Simpson.
And Janney was pretty on fire here early on in the game. He went 2 for 2, but now has struggled here going into the rest of the half.
Short corner jumper for Early, knocks it down. McHugh far side for Janney. Miscommunication at the top of the rotations on the offense for Southern Maine. Brown will dish it back up top for Pitch Young. 12 on the shot clock. Trying to open up some separation. Has his pocket picked. Pitch Young wanted a foul. 2-on-1. Joe Simpson takes it all the way. And a nice finger roll. And a timeout by Southern Maine. Their second timeout here in the first half. They'll have 2 remaining. We'll step aside one more time. 3:15 to go in the first half. Panthers leading big here at home. Back live inside Foley Gymnasium, and Mike going to throw in the spot. What's impressed you the most by both teams here in the first half?
Well, Plymouth State just able to learn from what the Huskies have not able to give them. Early on, it was just getting that inside game working, getting down low in the paint, but now it's coming into the end of the second half. They're trying to lock that down like they had a little bit there early on and trying to get that three-point range back here. But on the other side, it's got to be Southern Maine getting this three-point range back as they had in the first half.
McHugh, far side wing, looking to set something up. Skip pass near side for LaFleur. 15 on the shot clock. Down inside of Janney. He's going to work in towards the post. Janney's fouled against Osgood. Well, we're going to call it a shooting foul, so Janney to the line to shoot 2. That's a 6th foul on Plymouth State here in the first half. Sean Janney, 19 of 51 from the free throw line this season. He struggled from the charity stripe, and he'll rattle this one home. cut the lead down to 17. And we'll miss the second. Set near side for Simpson. Back up to Leroy. Out top. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Simpson, far side wing. Skip pass to Alessandro. Leroy with a screen from early. And a foul off the ball by the looks of things against Southern Maine behind the play. And they're going to call it on Pitts Young for the elbow.
And it's been Leroy doing a great job from behind the arc. 3 for 4 here tonight and 5 for 6 in field goal percentage. He's at 13 points here and coming up with his first free throws here.
Yeah, Jalen Leroy this season, 75 now for 92 as he misses the first. Again, final home game of the season for men's basketball and one of the greatest crowds we've seen all year here inside Foley Gym.
Yeah, and they were able to bring a lot of energy here early on in the first half. We saw just so much momentum early on in the game. After the first couple of minutes, obviously, as they had that 6-0 run, but it's been mostly Plymouth State here coming into the end of the half.
So both teams, it's going to be bonus time on the next fouls. I'm going to say Leroy misses both of them. That's uncharacteristic of the junior. Janney against Early, trying to spin down low. Kicks it out to LaFleur in the corner. Driving baseline, and a nice cut by LaFleur to get the layup to fall.
LaFleur trying to get some points here on the board. His first field goal made of the game. Has 4 rebounds, though, as he's trying to get this double-double going.
Jalen Leroy nearly had it knocked away, but with a left hand on the right side, gets the layup to fall. The lead's back up to 17. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Near side feed for Brown. Kicked out far side. McHugh from the wing for 3. Christian McHugh, the senior, having himself another big game.
Yeah, they're trying to find their three-point range here. Again, they struggled a little bit. They're now at 36.4% on the night from three-point range.
And cutting there, and a foul against Sean Janney as Manny Alessandro cut to the basket. Janney cannot believe it, but he did get some arm there. And they're going to still discuss it with the official, but no remorse there from the Stripes. Janney will pick up his first foul. Team 7, so it's a shooting foul, but it's bonus time for Plymouth State for the final minute 28.
This is going to be Manny Alessandro's first shots on the night from the charity stripe.
And he will miss the first. He's now 64 for 102 as DeLauro and Chris McCarthy check back in for the Panthers. Again, it's only been a couple of misses, but we don't normally see Plymouth State miss at home from the charity stripe.
No, they usually have this 70-80% per night, but it's been a little bit of a struggle here early on.
But Alessandro will knock down the second. Back up to a 15-point lead. Final moments of the first half. Hendricks, top of the key, leaves it over for Janney. McHugh trying to get some separation, meets a double team up top. Hendricks with 15 on the shot clock. Janney in the corner. That one's halfway down and out for the senior. Leroy, no-look feed. DeLauro down, double teamed, has it swatted away. Good work by Brown behind.
Yeah, they're stopping this paint drives now here coming into the end of the first half. So good job there from the Huskies, able to get this defense going.
20 on the shot clock for Southern Maine. Brown, skip pass into the corner. Hendricks for a wide 3, and he'll knock it down. Oh my, Keenan Hendricks, the junior, joining in the three-point party. It's back to what we saw at the beginning of the game. Manny Alessandro, nice drive, baseline for the easy layup. One second differential from the shot clock and game clock. It's pretty much dead even, so it's kind of surprising that it's actually on. McHugh, little running jumper. That one goes long. 2 seconds. Alessandro throws up a prayer, and